Hello, Channel Automation podcast listeners. Welcome back to another deep dive into the techniques that convert leads. I'm your host, Casey Arias, and today I'm joined by Brian Rudd of Vista Home Improvement. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great, Casey. How about yourself?
Doing solid. It's a Good Friday today, and it actually is literally Good Friday today. So we're feeling extra good. All right. So just to start off, tell me a little bit about Vista and your position there.
I own Vista Home Improvement. Vista Home Improvement was started in 2008 is when I started the company. We are located in New England. We operate headquarters out of Western Massachusetts, and we serve 4 states locally.
All right. Good. Sounds great. And what is it like about Vista that kind of puts you out ahead of the people around you? I know that you already started with us a little bit doing automation and sort of like modern day marketing. And so you obviously have a different mindset than a lot of people in the home improvement space. So what is it about you that kind of is different, like more cutting edge?
Nothing. There's a lot of people that stay on top to be on top, and that's what we do. Like a lot of the good competition that's across the country. Just staying on top of where the business is going, unique selling proposition, great culture, and that's it.
I love the great culture. That's great. And also, one of the things I wanted to ask you about with culture is a lot of people kind of have their own little islands that they're living on when it comes to like marketing, sales, and production. How is it over in your neck of the woods? Like, does everybody kind of communicate with each other? Do they have like a centralized platform?
Absolutely. Well, we're brick and mortar, so the centralized platform is the building, and works great. We just got a fantastic culture. Everybody communicates, works together. We follow the principles of extreme ownership, and I can go on forever about that, but just got a fantastic culture.
I love to hear it. And I like that it seems like everybody's talking to each other on there as well. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up is, how do you kind of see customer outreach evolving in the future with the addition of AI and starting up with like more automation-based technology? Do you think that the consumers are going to be like losing out on it, or do you think it's going to make things a lot more efficient?
Well, for the business, it's going to make things definitely a lot more efficient, no doubt about it, especially with the way people choose to communicate right now. There's so many different ways of communication, so we have to keep on top of that with being able to have good contact rate. So communicating can be any more. We canvass neighborhoods. We participate in face-to-face marketing events, and then you have technology with AI. So nothing's changed. We just keep a platform that we insert whatever technology is available at that point to help us market better.
But do you think that the customers on the other end of the line, like, how is it that their user journey is going to be changing, or are they not going to notice a difference?
Okay, it's the journey that they choose to take. So that's the beautiful thing. They have options, whether it's contact with the company, whether it's communication with our company. You can do it via phone. Some people don't want a text message. They don't want to be bothered. They like to talk on a phone. They love face-to-face. It's just, we have so many different varieties of communicating. You have to make sure that you have options to offer to people.
Yeah, contact them in the way that they wanted to be contacted is sort of one of our mantras that we're always repeating on here. So what is like a manual process that you tend to see as a bottleneck in the home improvement industry, where it's like everything is flowing real smooth and then it gets stuck right here? Where do you tend to notice that happening?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, for us, I would have to say contact rate can be a bottleneck, but it's not anymore anyways. You already have the technology to be able to reach out to people. So there's really no bottlenecks there. It's a matter of you utilizing the tools to get through any bottlenecks that you have, right? That's the way I look at it. Just no excuses. We have all the tools. So bottlenecks really don't exist.
Do you have a favorite tool in terms of contact rate and like something that it's like, okay, that's going to be the thing that works the best for us and it's made a big difference? Well,
we started with Chow, and we're new with the program. So right now, the tools that we're utilizing are working very well, and that's communicating on the front line. So we like to mix it up a little bit with how we use Chow. So I use it in all departments, which is huge because it's all
That's what I wanted to talk to you most about, because there's a lot of our clients that aren't utilizing it in that way. So do you have like all different departments like engaged on the workspace itself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you do like internal chatting in there, and then you also do the external chatting with the customers?
No, just with our customers. I mean, we have our own, we use Google Chat, et cetera, but no, we have how we communicate in the office, but no, with us, it's with the customers. And how we communicate with them. And we're just using the new technologies that are available to us out there. But I like using them in every department, which is key for efficiency, and also being able to reach out to that person, whether you're scheduling an install, whether you're requesting payments, requesting reviews. It's just how that customer likes to communicate. And we have the options to be able to do that with them.
How do you know if the client is going to be a good fit for asking for a review? Because I know a lot of other people are struggling to get reviews. Like, how is your success rate with that?
It's awesome. It's awesome. We just first start with when we're out at that customer's house, the reps are required to get reviews before they leave the house, whether they sell them or not, for a presentation. So we start that review chain right there. You deliver a great experience to your customer for the job, and you ask for the review at the end.
Dang, required. That is wild. So like they really like make sure before they leave, they're like, actually, this is part of it. Do you have anyone who refuses outright?
Well, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you mind sharing your experience with us so other people can see that, that cloud of having a salesperson come out to your house, just a matter of what company you choose. And here you can see what our customers have experienced right here with the reviews that we have. And it works out very well.
I would imagine so. And that's really cool. I've never actually heard of anybody asking for a review, even if they don't sell. And are people like kind of open to that idea where it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you exactly why we didn't buy for you? Like, can it get a little bit hairy?
Yeah, and that's great when they do that, because then we got their objection and we can go back into closing.
I know that you're in a little bit of a time constraint today, and so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but we just appreciate you being able to come in and say what you got to say, because you're a valuable piece of information that a lot of people are looking up to, thinking, how do they manage it, right? And so something that I wanted to ask before we start kind of wrapping it up is, what is it like? Is there any advice that you want to give listeners where they're like, I keep beating my head against the wall when it comes to getting from the lead to the sale process to the review process, and I don't know where I'm going? I feel like no matter what, it's always an uphill battle, and people just can't get the project to flow smoothly, and there's always something going on.
Well, so that comes from having a business plan and having the right workflows in place. So if your workflow that you're using right now isn't working, then you change it. But before you even do that, you got to look at who is running your workflows. What employee is running your workflows? Who's taking accountability and ownership to make sure that those are working before you think it's broken? Depends on the size of your organization. If you have a smaller organization, it's not hard to look and see. It's just not. But I come from about 30 years ago when I started in this business. So these technologies we have right now are absolutely amazing. So there is no excuse to not be able to get ahead, as long as you're looking right in the mirror and saying, okay, what are we doing? What are we not doing? And fix it. That's it.
Being open to change, it's like, it sounds like it's such a simple thing. And the way that you put it, it really sounds like it would be a simple thing. But that's tough for some people, because it could be a blow to your ego. You're like, I know that this is going to work. And admitting you're wrong, it's...
Gotta lose that ego. Gotta get rid of the ego. That'll do you nothing. It'll put you out of business. So that's for sure. Yeah, I know. I've been on that side. And the ego, you're just battling yourself, and the water's still going to keep running by you. So you might as well get in the stream and go with it. That's it.
I want to put that on a t-shirt. I like it. I struggle with my own ego every single day. When people are like, this isn't going to work, I want to do it this way, and I'm so certain that the way that I'm going to do it is the right way. It's really hard to be like, okay, let's work together. Let's come up with something.
I think a lot of, and I'm not trying to criticize anybody, right? But we have to put ourselves in that consumer's seat right? And what do they see? And how do they want to be communicated with? I mean, Casey, I don't know about you, but if somebody's calling me on this and it says spam, are you answering it? I know I'm not. I don't know who you are. I don't know if it's some AI robot in another country calling me, want to record my voice so they can do, you know where I'm going with that, right? And then if they don't leave a message, well, how important was that call, right? So with tools that are out there right now, and I'll use Chow for an example, you can figure out which way that customer wants to communicate with the tools that you have available when you build the campaigns like we've been building with Chow right now. And it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And you're just honoring what the customer is looking for. We still have customers who will tell you, no matter what, I'm not going to open up my email. I want to talk on the phone. Great, no problem. And just the other way around, customers, and I love it, especially in today's environment where everybody's got to have it their way, which is wonderful, right? So we make sure that we give them the options to communicate with them. And then from there, once you know their option, which we pick up when using Chow, you can see what they respond to, and then you stay right in that channel with them. And you have solid communication. And then we keep that going through each department, though, on how that customer prefers to be contacted, and it just works out great because then you know how to get a hold of them. You know what door to knock on, right? So it's the technology is absolutely it's mind-boggling, but it's not that difficult. It just makes life easier. It really does. I mean, look at the contact rates that have gone down in the past 6 months alone. Contact centers. I know I talked to a lot of business owners out there. The challenge of contact. And, I always say, well, what are you doing to change it? Well, I don't know. Well, have you looked? Well, I haven't. Okay. Well, we got to get off that island and we got to start swimming and find that other island, or maybe just, work with people in our network and see what's working. It's amazing.
Stop trying to just serve up coconuts if you got papaya,
Yeah, absolutely. I got to take that one and put that on a t-shirt. So, if I sound blunt or seem, like this is simple, because it is. If you think it's complex, then it's going to be complex for you. If you're willing to work with the provider of that service, which you should be, you're spending it, they know best, they wrote these programs, it's a beautiful thing. And, we love working with you guys. It's fantastic. I mean, Vic came out to our office for 2 days to help us out so we could kind of reorg our process on how we are going to accomplish these tasks that we want to accomplish. And it's just streamlined and it's working great. And I'm always grateful to be working with a vendor that is willing to take that time and come out, meet with us, meet with my contact center agents, meet with my production department, meet with my finance manager. It doesn't get any better than that. It just doesn't. Because it shows they're vested, their passion is there, and we're just like, okay, just help us out, get us off the runway, and boom, we got it, and we'll go. So
that's extremely kind of you to say. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean it sincerely, though. So I really do. We've been doing this for a long time, and working with you guys it's fantastic. So I'll leave it at that. And we've had some challenges.
Well, working with you is fantastic, too.
And we have challenges, right? And we get through those challenges to get to the next level. And it's great. And you guys have been very patient. So, and I appreciate it.
That's the key. And if you are patient with new technology, the technology will come in and it'll eventually help you out.
Yes.
It's just a matter of melding together and finding the right flow, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like you turn it on and it works. It's just, you got to put in the work too.
Look, the only thing that's permanent in this world is change. Change is a permanent thing. That's it. So,
gosh, you got great one-liners, man.
So, you have to roll with it, right? Without a doubt. And plus, if you're hungry and you want it and you want to grow your organization and you want future leaders in your organization, well, if you're still doing something from 30 years ago, if I was still writing the lead slips down on a piece of paper, which we did, piling them by zip code, which we did, so we can then market, where would I be right now? I'd be back there, right? I would want to get ahead. So having that transformation agent mindset is tremendous, but also being able to accept other people's ideas, being open-minded about it, and boom, it works. it works, especially when you got a good team that you're working with. So I can't say it enough.
Thank you very, very much. So that's going to be it for us today, Brian. I'm so thankful that you're...
I got a half hour more. You're cutting me short.
I'm not cutting you short. I'm
I know.
He's messing with me because before this, he's like, I only got a small period of time. And I'm like, I'm going to milk it, man, because I love having you on here and I'm going to keep talking to you until you stop me.
It's look, I'm not a wordsmith. I just get straight to it, but when we see the value and we see the lift that we're already receiving, and I'm not here to plug your company. I'm just going to tell you the technology, the greatest technological tool that we're using right now is Chow. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And the product itself, I can't say enough. We get so excited about it that we have to slow ourselves down and do like one project at a time. And then before you know it, look what you've accomplished in 30 days, 60, 90 days. All along, seeing the lift, seeing the better communication, speed to lead, woo, amazing right now. If my contact center agent was here, I can't wait. I wish my team was here. I really do, because I let my team run this. That's what they do, and they love it. They take it and run with it. We even had a contact center agent say the other day, Kayla says this, she goes, it used to feel like 6 months ago I just was in a box here, and I could hardly, when contact rates were really dropping off with customers just using the phone, right? She's like, I just felt like I was in a box, just hoping somebody's going to pick up. I'm dialing, and boy, has that mindset changed with being able to have these tools that are not just keeping your employees busy, but producing results that fatten up that wallet a little bit, right? That's what I mean. That's what we're there for. We're there to make some money so we can do the things we want, achieve the dreams that we want to do. And this is another tool that helps out. And the customers. And
speaking from experience, like sitting there and calling and reaching voicemails over and over again, 8 hours a day, every single day, it gets disheartening.
Yeah, a little bit.
You don't even get to use your strategies, even if you're the best salesperson in the world. If you can't talk to them, it doesn't matter.
There's no sense in training somebody, right, on how to converse with people, how to make those connections when we do get them live, whether it's on the phone or texting. It's pretty cool, right? Having conversations and texting that turn into appointments, turn into sales. But it just totally changes the mindset, the lift that we have in that department, especially in that department, because they're getting excited. They're seeing results. Now they can work on those communication skills that we train them on with when they have that customer in their hands. And isn't that all we want to do is just make some contact with people? That really is. So it works out great.
People aren't going to be reaching out to you and saying they want a home improvement project if they don't want a home improvement project. So you just have to get them back to their original want and be like, hey, remember when you said you wanted to do it? We're still here.
Oh,
you ready?
Absolutely. And it goes all the way. The big thing is you take this technology that we have right now and you run it through from start to finish on that customer's journey. Why wouldn't you? It's effective communication. The customers love it. The information that you could provide them with, the rapid response on an inquiry that they might have. It might be a Sunday afternoon and maybe the materials were shipped and they're like, oh, I don't like the color. What am I going to do? The crew's going to be here tomorrow. Right? No, just reach out to us. That's okay. You can go to our site. You can chat with Olivia, chatbot, right? You can reach out to us. We already have you in the channels. So it's a beautiful thing. And people like instant responses. Means you're tentative.
Nothing is scarier as a consumer when you're spending I'm not going to sugarcoat it, like home improvement projects, it is a huge investment. And that's what people get scared of. They fill out the form and they're like, okay, I have put out my inquiry and now I'm going to hide under a rock because I actually am kind of scared to start this.
Absolutely. It allows us to be proactive too, because you're right. Because you have people that are investing at some points more than they make in a year. I mean, we have to put ourselves in their feet. So I don't know about you, but if I'm spending $100,000 with somebody and I can't get a hold of them for a couple of days, even if it's over the weekend and I got questions because I'm nerved up because of this huge investment, these tools help make that connection a lot quicker. And we want to connect with those customers. We're grateful that they chose to invest in our company, so we owe it to them to provide better communication.
Could not agree more. And as somebody who tends to be a worrywart, especially in the middle of the night, just knowing that first time, like when somebody becomes available, first thing in the morning, they're going to reach out to me. That's the kind of people I want to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but 100%. 100%. I agree. Can't say it enough. So, my recommendation is anybody that's hesitant, just push yourself over it. You opened up a business, right? You took that leap right there for self-employment. This is not a big leap with technology. It's a beautiful thing to use it. It's just another way for you to communicate with your customer more efficiently, more effectively. They have a great experience. They share it. They share it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I'll ask your permission this time, Brian. Is there anything else that you would like to discuss, or should I wrap it up this time?
Casey, I'll tell you what, I would love to revisit with you after we have implemented some more of the ideas that we have in other departments. I'd really would love to share that, because we talk a lot about on the front end, but that's just the front end, right? How many times have you heard people say, oh, yeah, they did a great job getting me to talk to them or to sign the contract, and then I never heard from them again, right? No, we take this and we keep it going all the way through, because that's what's going to get you that great experience, that
and we want to keep us honest. If we have done something like later on, you're like, look, this is a challenge. When we were working with Channel Automation or anybody you decide to work with, This was a challenge, because people want to know how others overcome it. That's like the whole thing. Or maybe we didn't, and then like, we didn't start this podcast to bring people on to toot our own horn. We started it because we wanted to like share the experience of working with new technologies in such an old school business and what we're doing to accomplish and get ahead of it. That's the whole point.
I agree 100%. I mean, look, we don't have showrooms, right? So we have to be able to communicate with people now with the best tools available. And one thing I say about, our home improvement is we are so resilient when it comes to be able to get a hold of that customer. If you look at some of the biggest companies out there, they're using the same tools that we're using. So this levels up the playing fields tremendously. So it puts you in a far more competitive environment. I truly believe that.
And you said, you're like, I don't do anything that makes me stand out more than everybody else at the beginning of the podcast. That alone is something that makes you stand out. The willingness to, be like, all right, well, this is where the world is heading, where we're right here to match it. And Absolutely. A lot of people, like, once we got hit with the whole pandemic stuff and they had such that big lift because everybody was at home and they're like, okay, now I'll do home improvement projects. After that stopped for them, they're lost. They didn't know what to do because they didn't know like how to adapt to going back to where it was or moving forward. They got stagnant.
So absolutely. Well, that's great stuff. I can't wait to sit here 90 days and bring my team in. Not me, bring my team in. I serve them, right? We all want to work better, more efficiently, and profit more in the end, right? Profit can be, a great mindset of knowing that you got a good balance at work, right? Between work and life. And money always gets us to like some of those things that we want. But it puts our employees in a far better position to be more competitive so we can stay on top and not fall behind.
Let's do a team podcast. I like that idea a lot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have to do that. We owe that to them. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Well, whether you love or hate what we talked about today, we do want to hear from you.
I love it.
So make sure to... They better love it.
Yeah.
I'll go drive to their house and be like, hey, did you hear what we had to say? Did you hear what Brian talked about?
No.
Comment or shoot us an email, hello@channelautomation.com. Of course, you can always go to www.channelautomation.com and just kind of look at what we have to offer. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to this podcast, getting free marketing tips and tricks from the experts. And so, as always, make sure to keep your lead conversion high.